Beloved, today we test our knowledge of the faithful men and women of the Bible. May this journey inspire us to walk with God as they did. Foundation level. Let's begin with the most familiar Bible characters everyone knows. Adam was created from the dust of the ground. True or false? True. Genesis 2:7. Eve was created from Adam's rib. True or false? True. Genesis 2:22. Noah built the ark in the desert of Egypt. True or false? False. Genesis 6:14-22 says God commanded him to build it, but not in Egypt. Abraham was called the father of many nations. True or false? True. Genesis 17:4-5. Jacob's name was later changed to Israel. True or false? True. Genesis 32:28. Joseph was sold by his brothers to the Midianites. True or false? True. Genesis 37:28. Moses' sister Miriam placed him in a basket on the Nile. True or false? True. Exodus 2:3-4. Ruth was from Moab but became the great-grandmother of King Saul. True or false? False. Ruth 4:17 says she was the great-grandmother of King David. Joshua was the servant of Moses and later became Israel's leader. True or false? True. Joshua 1:1-2. Samuel was dedicated to the Lord before he was born. True or false? True. 1 Samuel 1:11. Wisdom level. Now let's go deeper into characters who played vital roles in God's plan. Saul was the first king of Israel. True or false? True. 1 Samuel 10:1. David killed Goliath with a sword. True or false? False. 1 Samuel 17:50 says he struck him with a sling and stone. Solomon asked God for wisdom, not riches. True or false? True. 1 Kings 3:9-11. Elijah called down fire from heaven on Mount Carmel. True or false? True. 1 Kings 18:38. Elisha was taken to heaven in a fiery chariot. True or false? False. 2 Kings 2:11 says Elijah, not Elisha, was taken up. Esther became queen in Babylon. True or false? False. Esther 2:17 says she became queen in Persia under King Ahasuerus. Job remained faithful to God even in great suffering. True or false? True. Job 1:21-22. Daniel prayed 3 times a day, even when it was forbidden. True or false? True. Daniel 6:10. Jonah was swallowed by a crocodile. True or false? False. Jonah 1:17 says he was swallowed by a great fish. Nehemiah was a cupbearer before leading the rebuilding of Jerusalem's wall. True or false? True. Nehemiah 1:11. Revelation level. Finally, let's test our knowledge of characters in the New Testament and early church. Zechariah was the father of John the Baptist. True or false? True. Luke 1:13. Mary and Martha were sisters of Lazarus. True or false? True. John 11:1-2. Judas Iscariot betrayed Jesus for 30 pieces of silver. True or false? True. Matthew 26:15. Peter denied Jesus 2 times before the rooster crowed. True or false? False. Matthew 26:34 says he denied him 3 times. Thomas was called Doubting Thomas because he refused to believe until he saw Jesus. True or false? True. John 20:24-25. Nicodemus came to Jesus at night to ask about being born again. True or false? True. John 3:1-2. Stephen was the first Christian martyr. True or false? True. Acts 7:59-60. Paul was blinded on the road to Damascus. True or false? True. Acts 9:3-4. Barnabas was known as the son of thunder. True or false? False. Mark 3:17 says James and John were called sons of thunder. Barnabas means son of encouragement. Acts 4:36. Timothy was a young pastor mentored by Paul. True or false? True. 1 Timothy 1:2. Which disciple was a tax collector before following Jesus? Type your answer in the comments. Well done, beloved. These Bible characters remind us that God calls ordinary people to do extraordinary things. As Hebrews 12:1 says, we are surrounded by so great a cloud of witnesses. If this quiz blessed you, please like, share, and subscribe for more Bible quizzes that strengthen your walk with Christ.